Welcome to the Daily Coffee Pro friends. Today on the podcast, we are discussing becoming a mentor. This is the third episode in a series of 5 episodes on mentorship in the coffee industry. Before we get started, I just wanted to mention if you are interested in going to Coffee Fest in Yes, in November, but that's not what I'm talking about now. In November, we're going to Tacoma, Washington, but in March, we're going to be in New York in conjunction with Coffee Fest to do our full-day leadership workshop. So head to coffeefest.com/leadership and get your ticket. Get your ticket today. It's going to be fantastic. I think it's the best leadership workshop we've ever done. And it's the first time we're going to be offering it. And we will be doing it in New York, Chicago, Anaheim, and then Tacoma, Washington. Okay, so today we're talking about becoming a mentor. We're specifically going to cover what qualifies you as a mentor and what comes with the responsibility of being a mentor. This is important because much like being a consultant in the coffee industry, there's a lot of responsibility that comes with that situation. So being somebody's mentor is a responsibility. And the reason it needs to be taken seriously is because you could really fuck somebody up if you're giving them the wrong advice. As we've said earlier in this series, mentorship is like unpaid consulting, sort of. You, in a mentor situation, are asked in much more detail to draw from your own experience and share your experiences. So in the consulting relationship, it's all about the client. Sure, you draw off your experiences in order to help solve their problems. But when you're a mentor for somebody, it's much more, they've approached you because of who you are and what you symbolize in what they're trying to achieve. So it is a lot about you for them. A lot of the time they're going to be wanting to know what your previous experiences are. And so in order to qualify as somebody's mentor, and remember, this is very loose. There's no hard and fast rules about becoming a mentor. It's just that I have the intention, one of the legacies that I want to leave behind for the coffee industry is that we set a new high standard for the way that we activate our professionalism in the industry, and we continue to elevate that. And that's so that people who come after us have a new higher standard as an example that's set for them. And so if you are setting your standard as a mentor to be quite high, that works really well for the people that you're going to be mentoring. So in order to qualify as a mentor, you have to have done some shit, in my opinion. Nobody's really going to want to ask you to be a mentor if you haven't done some shit. But you hear and see more often these days that people want you to mentor them because they think that you're popular or because they think that you're famous. I would say that it's then on you. If you're unqualified to be somebody's mentor, it's up to you to say no. And I have been in that situation before where somebody has said to me, I want you to mentor me in doing, one example is somebody asked me to mentor them for coffee competition. Now, I have coached someone in a part of coffee competition, but that was in the speech writing part of the coffee competition, and I'm well qualified to do that. But I'm not mentored to teach somebody to compete. I'm the least competitive person on the planet. So I'm not an adequate mentor for that. It became apparent they wanted me to coach them because they thought I was somebody who, just because I have a public persona in the coffee industry, it would work well for them. that's not a good reason to mentor someone. So a lot of the time as a mentor, it's on you to self-qualify yourself as to whether you are the right mentor for someone. So the way that you would go about doing that is finding out what somebody wants from you as a mentor and why they've asked you to be a mentor. A lot of the time that can be a beneficial exercise for the potential mentee as well. It helps you guys in the process of defining if it's going to be a valuable relationship for both of you, and it should be valuable for both of you. Being a mentor is immensely rewarding if it's done in a healthy relationship. So it's something that, you meet someone and they become quite enamored by what your experiences have been, and they want you to mentor them, and so then they engage you as a mentor, and you being the right mentor, watching them grow, introducing them to the right people, helping them flourish, encouraging that. You should be their champion. You're one of their champions. Being somebody's mentor is about finding opportunities for them and progressing them. It's deeply rewarding. I have a wonderful coffee professional that I'm mentoring at the moment, Elvira. And Elvira is just going from strength to strength to strength. And every opportunity that I can identify as one of her mentors, when somebody mentions something that's associated with the project that she wants, I tell the person that I'm speaking to, I have someone that I'd love to put forward for that. I contact her, make sure that it's the right opportunity, and I push her forward and encourage her and do all that kind of stuff. But that came from us having a conversation and, deciding to go forward with a formal mentor relationship. But that relationship made sense, and I knew I was qualified to mentor her in the endeavors that she wanted to go further. It's not, I hesitate to use the word wrong just because I don't really believe in the word wrong. Just like I don't believe in the word right, but that's a philosophical conversation. It's not, for lack of a better term, the wrong thing to do to turn somebody down if you're not the right mentor for them. And the way to do that is to just say it. Look, I'm flattered that you thought of me, but for insert reason here, I don't think I'd be the right mentor for you. And that can go anywhere from, I don't have enough time to dedicate to what you deserve. I don't think that I have the right kind of experience that you're looking for to progress you to what you want to get to. A lot of the time, social media lets people think that you've achieved things that you haven't achieved. And so if you are in that situation and somebody approaches you to be a mentor, and you know that you may have potentially let the world think that you know more or have done more than you have actually done, let yourself off the hook by coming up with an excuse if you don't want to reveal what's happened. But don't become somebody's mentor if you're not qualified for it. It's not fair to them. Now, what comes with the responsibility of mentoring? It's important to understand. I touched on it a little bit that becoming somebody's mentor is about being one of their champions. And this is something you should consider before you say yes to be somebody's mentor. As I said, it's very flattering to be asked to be somebody's mentor, but it isn't something that you should just do whimsically. Understand what the relationship is going to entail and what they expect, what your potential mentee, if it's going to be a formalized professional mentorship relationship. And the reason for that is because you want to know, can you champion this person's career? my mentors are the people who I've engaged to be formal mentors for me are people who will suggest me for certain things. They will help pave a path for me, excuse me, if I ask them to. And that's important. It's something that I need because it's not something that I'm good at and it's not something that I've had a lot of experience at in the past. Now, when you're considering the responsibilities of what you should give to your potential mentees, be very clear about what your availabilities are. Excuse me while I take a sip of elixir. I've just come off of a fantastic discussion with Gary Kennedy about the coronavirus and the coffee industry. You should check it out if you haven't, but I got to say all these podcasts are a little bit taxing on my voice at the moment. So know what your mentees expect from you, because then you're able to align their expectations with what you're able to give. At different parts of your career, as a mentor, you're going to be more and less available. I definitely know that that's the case with some of my mentors. There are times when they're just not available, and you as the mentee need to be aware of that. But as the mentor, just really effectively communicating that is important. One last thing that I want to mention, the idea of outgrowing your mentors. So if you've done your job right, the people that you're mentoring should continue to develop and grow and accelerate in the hard stuff that they do. You should be able to talk to them about what it feels like to fail and what it feels like to make wrong decisions and what it feels like to win and how to celebrate the wins and what they can anticipate and what some of the blind spots are and how you dealt with it and how you overcame certain low points in your life and all that kind of stuff. All of that is a part of professional mentorship. You should be able to teach them how to build relationships and who the right people are to do that. But you may find that they outgrow you, and either you simply are no longer, you've changed careers and you've gone in a different direction, or they have decided to go into a different direction, or you're going through a personal situation right now and it changes your availability and your capacity to mentor somebody. All of these are really valid things. And if that's the case, I would encourage you to either put a pause or to just end the relationship from a professional mentorship perspective. And the way to do that is suggest a better mentor. I have been in situations where I have outgrown mentors for a couple of reasons. And, it was great when one of my mentors, my past mentors, had said to me, I think it's time for you to find someone who is going to be able to take you to the next stage. And they were going through a really dark personal time in their life. So they weren't emotionally available or time available to give to anybody but themselves at that time. I hope this has helped with regards to the idea of becoming a mentor. If you have any questions, feel free to go to our website, mapitforward.org, and click on the Ask the Daily Coffee Pro and submit your questions there. We always work them into the podcast for the series that we're doing. If you have topics that you would like to request that we cover as a part of the focuses that we have on the podcast, go ahead and do that as well. Peace, love, and peanut butter, friends. Have an amazing rest of your day.